All right, guys, we're back with another video on Around the Armstrong Table. Today, I'm doing one of my favorite dishes for the winter time, or if you want to do it in the summer, but mostly for the winter. So we're going to do some white chicken chili. My cousin loves this dish. I made it for her one time and she fell in love. So enjoy the video and let's get this one started. All right, we're gonna start this dish off with a little bit of avocado oil, and that's gonna go into my Dutch oven. Obviously, you guys know I like to use this particular pot. So what I've done is taken 2 large chicken breasts, and I've cut the chicken breasts up into cube shapes. And so what we want to do is, we really don't want to get a whole lot of color on these. We want to get your heat up to about a medium-high heat and basically get the chicken cooked, but not necessarily all the way cooked through. So you just want the outside to almost get to that point where it's just about to start to brown, and once it gets to that particular point, we're going to take it out. So of course I'm going to season it up with some salt and pepper, and we're not going to add too much to the chicken. The chicken will get to a point where it really just does its own thing. So as you can see, it's starting to cook up. It's not quite, we don't want it to brown or anything like that, because again, this is white chicken chili. So you want to keep the chicken really a light color and get it to that point where you feel like it's almost cooked through. And of course, it's going to continue to cook as we get some of the other ingredients into this dish. But that's pretty much the consistency or what I'd like to see from the chicken. As soon as I start to see a little bit of browning on the outside of the pot there, kind of the outer rim, that lets you know what, it's time to go ahead and take the chicken out. So just bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and get this chicken taken out, and we'll take that and put it aside and bring it back to this dish a little bit later on as we finish the preparation. So took the chicken out. We need to add a little bit more avocado oil just so we can get our veggies cooked up. And we got a few veggies that we're going to be adding. So I'm going to be adding some shallots, as well as 1 onion. And once we add the onion, we'll come back with some bell peppers. We're going to have both red and green bell pepper. And I basically just took half of one. These are kind of smaller bell peppers. So just half of one of each, and added those to this dish. Then I added a little bit of celery. You just need 1 celery stalk, or even really a half a celery stalk. You don't need a ton of the celery. So you want to get that cooking up and get that flavor developed with those ingredients. And that's going to be the best part of that. It was fun cooking this dish, but I tell you, trying to cook and record with a kid in the background, man, it's a lot of fun. But she's going to be my special helper today. So I got my daughter in the video. You guys will see that later on. I'm excited to get her as part of the video, but she was making a little bit of noise in the background. So next, what we're going to do is we've let that cook just a little bit. So we'll come back with our seasoning, and the seasoning is pretty simple with this one. It's just going to be some chili powder, some smoked paprika, and some cumin. All pretty essential when you make chili. And anytime I add any additional ingredients, I always season as I go. With salt and pepper, I try not to put too much, try to balance it to the best of my ability when I do that. So you want to make sure you keep that moving along. All right, so there you see the cumin going in. And what I want to do is just basically get that cooked up until I start to smell the spices just a little bit. Again, I'm not trying to caramelize the onions and the shallots. We just want to cook them through and get them to the point where they're nice and tender, if you want to say. So now we'll come in with some, I guess we'll call them base ingredients as our foundational ingredients. So what I did was I had a can of diced tomatoes. I drained the tomatoes before adding them in. We'll create our own liquid with some of the other stuff that we'll be adding in, so we really don't need the liquid from the tomatoes. So you just want to get those cooked up just for a little bit, and then you're going to add in a couple more things to this. So as you guys know, one of my favorite ingredients is that what's that here sauce, and gotta add this one in. Now I'm adding this in now because I don't want to alter the color of the chili. If I add it in later, it's going to give it kind of a brown tint, if you want to say. So we don't want that. So we want to basically get it cooked with the aromatics now and get that going. So now that that's starting to cook through, we'll come in with 3 cups of chicken stock. And once that chicken stock gets in there, we're gonna bring it up. Now that was only 2 cups, but I'll add another cup, so you guys will see when it changes. That'll come up. So now that I got that in there, I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken back in, and this is coming together nicely. So we'll get the chicken added back in, and just kind of let the chicken. Pretty much the chicken's almost cooked, like I said earlier, so we're gonna let that cook through, and the chicken will cook in the sauce because we want to make sure that all that flavor gets going through the chicken. And then the best part is I'll bring back my big helper. She's gonna come in and help me add the cannellini beans to this dish. So there's my big helper, my daughter. She's gonna add the the cannellini beans. She's a little nervous being that close to the pot, but she did good. So I gave her 1 can, and then she went ahead and added the 2nd can as well. So what I did with the cannellini beans, which helps with the liquid. So one I drained, the other one I left the liquid in there. And so once we get those in, we're pretty much getting close to the finish line, and I'll go ahead and add some additional spices towards the end. Again, same spices. I'm not changing anything up. This is a very, very simple dish to make, and the ingredients are real easy. So now that I got that in there, bring that heat up. So we're still on that medium-high heat, and I went ahead and added some heavy cream, about 1.5 cups, 2 cups or so. So now that we got those going, we'll get that in there, and so we'll get this to a point where it's coming up to a little bit of a boil, and then we'll go ahead and cover the chili. But I got to add those seasonings in first, and like I said, we'll go ahead and cover that up. So one thing I did add was a little bit of a cornstarch slurry, and just to get this to thicken up. You don't want this too loose, but once I cover it after I add those seasonings in, you'll really be able to see that, it kind of comes together, and it's this nice, rich, almost like what you call a stoop. I heard that term before, where it's a cross between a soup and a stew. So it's right in that middle point, and that's what you want with this. So now I'm going to come in, add those seasonings in like I talked about earlier. So same seasoning, chili powder, cumin, and some smoked paprika. I'm going to go ahead and add obviously some salt and pepper to this as well. And then I have some finished ingredients when we go to serve it that to me just adds to the dish. You don't have to do it, but we like it in our household. So if you want to, please take heed and add those in. So as you can see, everything's in there. It's got that really good color that we want, and we want to obviously bring this up to a nice simmer, not really a boil, but just a nice simmer to get everything to come together. And I mean, this dish is pretty much done, but as you guys know, I always gotta add something extra to it whenever I make any of my dishes, so this is no exception. So as you can see, we started to come up to a little bit of a simmer. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and get this bad boy covered. And you really want to only cover this for, I would say maybe 10 minutes or so. You don't need to cover it too long because everything's already cooked, but you just want to get all the ingredients to continue to marry together. And so now we're at that point where we're going to uncover it and we're going to get this served up. So as you look at that, still a nice simmer, not too thick, but not too loose. And you can see it's just the right consistency, but with everything else that's going to be added to it, it's going to come together real nicely. So I went ahead and turned the heat off because, we're at the point where it's time to go ahead and get a plate out or a bowl and get this served up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ladle. We're gonna get this into a bowl here, and I'm so ready to eat this. I'm telling you. And what you want to do. So here's the thing. I'm gonna add some additional, just some toppings on it because I like it. So a little bit of parsley, okay, and then I grated up some fresh cheddar cheese. So we get the cheddar cheese in there, and then this is just my little twist. We take some corn chips. Again, you don't have to do this, but I like to add a little bit of corn chips in mine, and it don't get no better than that. So again, like I said at the end of all my videos, from my table to your table, I hope you enjoy these videos. I know I've been a little bit behind in putting out some videos, but I'm back at it and happy to be with you guys. So enjoy the pictures, have a happy holidays, and we will see you on the next one.